Good evening, everybody here in Israel. It's evening. It might be morning for you, or maybe noon or afternoon. So I'm very, very happy to be here today. We're going to start the Angels News. I'm Rakefet Beka. If you don't know who I am, I'm a spiritual guide. I'm a teacher for practical channeling, and we'll talk about it later. And actually, the past year, I've been transferring the Angels News every Tuesday in Israel time in the morning. But now what I'm going to do is every Tuesday in Israel time, it's the evening, I'm going to transfer the Angels News in English as well. Until now, I did it only in Hebrew, but I'm going to do it in English as well. So if you're joining me now, you can just send some hearts and say hello, that I know that you're with me and that you hear me and you can see me. And we will start talking about the Angels News. So first of all, I'll just explain what does it mean, Angels News. Every Sunday, the past, I think maybe 5 years already, I'm receiving messages from the angels, mostly the angels, Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael. And I'm channeling them. I'm a channeler. I'm channeling since I was 7 years old. And when I receive those messages, it's called the weekly messages. They're actually telling us what is going on in the world at this time energetically and how we can deal with those changes. And they give us a lot of tools to use them in order to understand what is happening around us, and also how to use it and how to understand it and to use it in this time. So if you are here with me, just say hello, that I know that you are hearing me. And I'd be really glad if you can share the Angels News, because we are going to talk about so many important things, and it's actually always related to the weekly message. So if you have seen the weekly message, and if not, you're invited to watch the weekly message on my Facebook page, and also on YouTube, on my Facebook channel on YouTube. And you can see the weekly messages every Sunday. But today we're going to talk about what they gave us there and how to use it practically. So on the weekly message came Rabbi Akiva and also Mordechai Anilevich, which were a commander in Ghetto Varsha during World War II. And they both came and talked to us about freedom. And they talked about freedom of thought. Here I see you, Selena. Thank you. You're saying hello. They have talked to us about freedom of thinking and the freedom that we have to move, and the freedom that we have to create. And they said that when we are giving ourselves the ability to feel that freedom, so what happened is that we understand the tools that we have to create something new in our life. So because the energy now is changing and we are getting used to new energy, we need to open our mind and to open our sight and to open all of our senses to understand the new energies that are around us and how to use them. Okay, wait. Okay, just 1 second. I see that I have some issues with the sound, so tell me if it's better in a few seconds. Okay, is it okay now? So, hello, Angela. I see that you're joining me too. It's great to see you. So, when we want to get used to the changes that are around us, we need to open all our senses to be aware to what we have around us and to understand the messages that are around us and all the different things that are happening now, the energies that is changing. So when I asked them on Sunday, after I received the weekly message, I have a lot of questions about it, because I'm receiving the messages and I hear them and I understand something completely different. So I'm asking the questions myself to understand it better. So what I asked them is, if last year and the year before I went to see what happened then at the same time, during this time, kind of this time, you're telling us almost the same messages. You're telling us to find a way to be free. Okay, so I asked them, how come last year around this time you were telling us the same message? Is it something related to each time in July, Okay, is this the message for July every week, every year? And they said, no, this is not the message for July every year, because you are different every time that you hear the message, but you're going through a process of growing. And I will explain this process in a few seconds. What they were telling us is that we are changing every second. We know that. And we are different every second. And when I hear the message today, and when I heard the message last week, I was, well, we know we were in a completely different situation because of the virus, the COVID-19, but we were already different. Even if there was no COVID-19, we were different because we are different every second. Yesterday, I was different than what I am today. And what they are telling us is that we need to understand that we are going through a growing process. And this process actually contains three phases, which we'll talk about in a few seconds. And this process is actually, it's a cycle. Okay. And we know that in nature, we have cycles for everything, for our period and also for a, okay. Anna, I see you're writing that I'm having issues with the audio. So is anyone else there? Do you hear me right? Or is there problems with my audio? Is it okay? Let's try something. Okay. Do you hear me now? Is it better now? I've tried changing my mic now. So hopefully that you are hearing me. And let me know if you are or if you're not. No, it looks okay. Okay. Sorry about that. So again, we have a cycle of the way that we are growing, and in our growing process, the cycle is that we are learning something, and then we're actually doing from what we are learning, and then we are in the being process. And all of those three phases are very important, and they're actually what creating the cycle for us to grow. And now what is going on is that we need to find the phase that we are in. So for instance, I want to understand if my phase, the phase that I'm in now, is learning or doing or being. And they are all happening one after the other. And when I finish in the being, I'm going back into learning. And I want to understand what is the phase that I'm in. But we need to remember that there is the phase that the world is in at the moment, and there is also the phase that I am in, each and every one of us personally. So we need to find out what is the phase that I'm in personally, and to see if it is in alignment with the phase of the world, of the energetically changing world that is around us. If it is, if we are aligned with what is happening in the world right now, so normally it's easier for us. Normally there is no criticism about where we are, because if we see that a lot of people are in doing, and I'm now in just being, and I feel that I'm staying put and not moving forward, then I feel that I might have a lot of criticism about myself, why I'm not in doing, because I see a lot of people that are in doing and I'm not in doing. So the thing is that we need to find out what is the phase that we are in. So let's talk about the phases now. And okay, again, I see that we're having some trouble. So Angela, can you hear me okay? And also Cheryl, can you hear me? If you can just write to me that you can hear me okay, it will be great. Selena too, I see that you are here with me. So if you can just do like or something that I know that you can hear me, it will be great. Because I see that for me it looks okay. Here it looks okay. So how would we know if we are in the learning part phase now, or in the doing part, or in the being part? Well, great, Selena, thank you. So when we are in the learning process, the learning phase, what happens is that we are learning new things about ourselves. It can be that we are going to a new course. It can be that we are studying something. It can be that we are in a personal development process. And it is a very important phase, because it's a phase that we learn new things about ourselves, and there's a lot of growth there, but it's not the main part that there is growth for us. We will get to it in a few seconds. The second phase is the the doing. In the doing, what happens is what we just learned about ourselves, we want to use what we learned and to bring it into action. So if we studied something, maybe we took a course of something that we can use, we are now trying to bring it into action. So we are asking ourselves, how do we transfer from one phase to the other? So from learning to doing, what I can do is I can ask myself, what will help me to bring myself into that action, to bring the things that I learned and to express it in action. Okay, so that question can help me go through from the learning process to the doing process to the next phase. And then when we finish that phase of doing, we normally feel that something is not accurate. We feel that the place that we are in is not accurate for us. Something is changing. So when we are in the doing process, what we need to pay attention is, because we normally are very excited and we want to do it, but then all of a sudden something doesn't feel right. And we need to ask ourselves all the time, even every day, when we are in the doing process and we are very energetic and we have a lot of ideas and we are very creative, we need to ask ourselves every morning, every day, am I on the right path? Okay, to check with ourselves that the goal that we set for ourselves is still the goal that I'm aiming to. Do I need to change it? Maybe. Sometimes we are so goal oriented, we are looking straight ahead and we are forgetting to check if we are on the right path. Maybe we need to check it to change it. And when we are in the learning process, we are open to learn new things. It's not so important to check that. But when we are in the doing process, it is very important because we want to make sure that we are aiming to the right place. And every day when we are in this phase, we need to ask this question: am I aiming to the right goal? Am I in the right place? Is everything feel to me that is coming to me with ease, that it is working and I'm not struggling? Because if I'm struggling again and again and again, and even though I'm stopping and I'm tuning myself, I'm still struggling, it means that something in my doing is not accurate and I need to stop and I need to check what I need to change. And normally at that phase come the most important phase, the being. Well, the being is actually where we have biggest growth. This part is the part that where when we really release everything, we grow tremendously. It's like we're doing a leap. Okay, it's like there is a step here and we're going to really big step, and it's really transforming this time if we're letting ourselves be in this situation. But what is the problem? That when we are so used to being the doing, suddenly being, just being and not doing and not learning, feel to us that we are not doing anything. And then a lot of criticism comes, maybe from ourselves, maybe from the environment. People around us tell us, why are you not doing anything? Why are you just stopping? And we normally can't just stop. Okay, we just cannot go to work at all. If you can, great, but most of us can't. So we need to just a lower step, just to do something, to do things easier, make the things more simple, and not doing big steps in order to check how we feel about the place we are in. Now, this phase is so important because this is the phase when we want to expand our boundaries. We want to expand our sight, our senses. We want to try new things. When we are in this phase, we want to explore new things about ourselves. We want to try new taste. We want to try maybe new things that we never tried before, hobbies, or traveling to explore new places. We want to find new things about ourselves because we want to expand. We want to expand because when we will go back to the learning process, we will be able to contain more. And then when we will go again to the doing process, we will be able to get to new results. So when I asked the angels at the beginning, after I heard the message, after I read it again, and I heard it, I asked them, So are we going back to the same place every time in July? And they said no. What they showed me is that it's like a spiral. So we are at this point now, but then when we are growing, it's the spiral going up, and we are now here, but we are in a higher position. And again, we are going up and we are here. So every time we are going back, we are different, and we are in a higher place of knowledge, and we are in a higher place of self-awareness, and we can understand new things about ourselves, learn new things about ourselves. And this is why this process is so important. So now I want to ask you, where do you think you are now in your life? What phase are you in? Are you in the learning phase? Are you in the doing phase? Are you in the being phase? And you can also be in between. How do you know if you're in the between? You feel it. You feel it. You feel that you stop learning and you really want to do. You feel the excitement in you, and you feel sometimes that you are doing too much and you really want to rest. So you're between the doing to the being. So where are you now in your life? Where are you now at this moment today? Where do you feel that you are? Um, Okay, I see, Cheryl, that you're writing that it is fabulous. Okay, thank you, Cheryl. I have used that model for years. That's amazing. And Cheryl, if you know where you are, I really want to know what phase are you in now. And I see Anna is writing that she's in the doing and the being. Amazing. So you're now transferring from the doing to the being. It's a very, very important phase. Remember that. Remember not to panic and not to criticize yourself for being in the being. And normally those phases, I asked about it this morning. Normally each phase is about 3 to 4 months, but we can also make it quicker. So we can make it about 2 months. But sometimes so many people are just making it longer, and then they feel that something is not comfortable for them, and they need to find out why they are not moving to the next step. And I see here that you are writing, Angela, learning, wishing to start, wait, learning and wishing to start the doing phase, but my thoughts doesn't allow me. So this is very important what you're writing here, Angela. So as I said, when you are in the learning and you want to go to the doing process, you need to ask yourself what will help you bring yourself out and into action. What kind of actions will make you show what you learned about yourself, make you express yourself? Okay, what will allow you to express yourself the best? What kind of actions? So I'm asking you now this question, and you can write it down to me, and I'll see if I can help you more with that even now in this live, because it's so important that we will recognize what time are we in now. Hello, Beth, I see you're joining us. That's great. Thank you that you're joining us. I was just asking, what phase do you think that you are in now? Are you in the learning phase? Are you in the doing phase, or are you in the being phase in your life? And it's a cycle. We need to remember it's a cycle. So I'm going to ask you, after I'll see the rest of your answers, what time do you think that what phase do you think that the world is in now, the energetic phase of the world? What phase do you think we are in now, energetically, the entire world? And I'll give you the answer in a few seconds. So we really want to make sure that we are not staying in one process too long, because it affects the results, and it affects the spiral that I talked about before, that we need to go up. We need to do the same cycle and go up and get it to a new point of knowledge, a new point of view. Okay. So Beth, you're writing that you are in transformation. That's good. So can you explain some more? Transformation, is it learning, doing, or being? Okay, let's see, Cheryl. I'm in the doing still, getting more into the being a bit by bit. That's great, Cheryl. It means that you're just transferring between them. So it's good. It's very, very good. The being is so, so, so important. Okay, let's see, Selena. Learning and doing and being, is it possible? three at the same time. Well, Selena, sometimes it feels like that, but there is something that is a bit more. It can be two because it's a transformation between them, but when we are going from one to the other, but it's normally just one main. So, do you feel that you are now really passionate about doing and creating, or do you feel that you need now to explore more, or do you feel more that you want to feel the ease in your life? That can help you understand what phase you are in. Okay, so I'm waiting to see what you are writing to me. And Beth, I see that you're writing that you're in the learning process. So this is very, very, very important that you are aware of that. So, when I did the live this morning, because I'm doing the live in Hebrew in the morning, so a lot of people wrote to me that they feel that it's very difficult for them to be in the being process. And sometimes they feel that it's a waste of time to be in the being because it's kind of feel that you're not doing anything. And then the angels asked me the question, and we know the answer. I'm going to ask you that now. You know what time of the day do babies grow the most, develop the most? When do they develop the most? Okay? I'm waiting to see your answers. You know the answer for that. And I will give you a hint. It have to do with just being, not trying to learn anything, not trying to achieve anything. So, babies are actually developing the most when they are sleeping, not just them, also as we're doing a lot of changing process. And what happened when we are sleeping? We are letting go. We are letting go from all the beliefs that we have. We are letting go from all the boundaries that we've put for ourselves. We are letting go from all the things that we have decided that's who we are. We're just letting go. And there are two things that are actually happening there. First is the letting go. And the second thing is that we are actually transferring through different dimensions too. So we are able to see different things that are happening to our soul in other dimensions. And it gives us another perspective about life. And when we are sleeping and we are letting go, this is where we grow the most. I see here that you wrote that, Cheryl. So when the babies are sleeping, they're growing and they're developing. And when we want to develop as well, we need to be in the being. We need to be in letting go and to be open to new surprises, new opportunities in our life, and just to say yes to exploring. It's very different from the learning situation. In learning, you are saying what you want to learn. In the being, you are open to all the possibilities that are around you and to explore everything that comes to your life. And you are saying, yes, I want to learn new things about myself, not because I think this is what I need to learn, but because this is the opportunity that came into my life and there is a gift there for me and I'm ready to see that gift. So we are in the being phase now, also in our world, which is very exciting. We are now in the being phase, and this phase allow us to find new things about ourselves. And ourselves, I mean our world. And it's very exciting because when we were in the learning process, it was when the corona started, and after that we had also the doing process that we had to understand how to get ourselves out of that. And now we are in the being. We are trying to understand what have changed in our world. We're not trying, we're understanding what have changed in our world and how it affected our own life. And we are going to start the learning process again around September, and it's going to bring new opportunities and new also new information, energetically information to the world, and new things are going to be created around that time. It's September, and then we will go into this phase. So we are now also in the being process of our world, and it's very, very exciting. So first of all, I see that new people have joined us. That's great. Feel free to share this live and to invite more people to join us. So there's one more important thing that we need to talk about. Oh, wait, I want to see what you wrote to me. Beth is writing, I'm an energy worker for 10 years and learning new things, ready to help the world, not sure how. So, Beth, first of all, it's great, great, great that you are energy worker and that you are learning new things all the time and you are ready to do it. So now be ready to find out how and not to decide how. So you are open to what comes. Okay. I love this sentence. I actually say it every day that I'm open. I'm open. Wait, I need to translate it. Um, okay. I'm open to the opportunities and the gift that the world have to bring to me. Bring it on. Okay. So this is a sentence that I really love to say because sometimes I know it's actually limiting me from receiving what I can receive because I only what I know and I'm not open to see other things. So what I'm saying is I'm open for the opportunities and the gift that the world have to, that the universe actually have to offer me, and I'm open to see them and bring them on. So I think that in the point that you are in now, it's good to use the sentence. All of you can use the sentence. It's not mine. You can use it freely and see the magic that it brings into your life because it will bring surprises. So there is one more important thing that I want to talk to you about is that the information, the truth, the all the energy, the truth is unconditional love. Everything is based on unconditional love, and this never change. So the messages that we receive is always based on those things. There's a lot of us for us to learn, and there is the language of love that we need to learn, and the way we behave to ourselves, and the way we behave to other people, and the way we will create the world. There's so many things that we need to learn, but the truth is the same. But because we are changing, every time we read a certain paragraph, a certain sentence, we understand new things. So if you read a book or something that changed your life, go and read it again about 6 months later or a year later and see what you understand differently now because you have changed. So you might see that you understand something in a certain level that you couldn't understand then, and it might be that you will find out that you already got it. And maybe then you didn't get it. It happened to me just a few days ago that I thought about something that I've been saying for years, but I think finally I really got it. It's kind of, like I felt like there's a light bulb above my head. It is lit, and I understood it. I understand what it means. So the part of the being is to understand new things about yourself, to open them, and you want to explore new things. Like I said, new taste and new everything. So just go and be there, being exploring. Now, when we are in the learning process, one of the things that is really important to do is to learn our body, to learn what is good for us, because there are so many consultants and so many people that will tell you to use that diet or to do that workout, and there are so many things that are correct, but they are not all correct for everyone. So each one of us has a few things that is right for them and other things that are not suitable for them, and we need to find out about it ourselves. And when we are in the learning process, the learning phase, we need to understand that what we are looking for is to learn new things about ourselves that will help us go into the doing process. And when I know what is best for my body to eat, or what time to sleep and what time to wake up, what are the good hours, best hours for me, and what is the best workout for me, and I am actually learning my body, then when I'll go to the doing process, I can use this information. So the learning phase is learning about myself, is learning personal development process. So the learning phase is very important, not just be in taking a course for, I don't know, mathematics and say I'm learning that. No, we want to learn new things about ourselves, about how to use our bodies, our abilities, and to find those things about ourselves. And When we will do that and we'll go to the next phase of doing, we'll know how to use it. We will have the tools to use it. And then we will be in the being process. We will extend our boundaries again. Wow. I hope I said all the important things. So if you have questions, write them down now, and I will check them in a few seconds, and I will see the questions that you have. We're going to do this Angels News every Tuesday. For me, it's at 8:30 p.m. in Israel time. I think that in New York, it's about 1:30 p.m. and in London, in UK, it's about 6:30 p.m. So hopefully you'll be able to join me every Tuesday at this time. And you can also just share this video, and you can join me on the weekly message every Sunday. And also, if you want to receive the weekly message to your WhatsApp, you can do that. You just need to send me a WhatsApp with your full name, and I will add you to that group that I have, that I send it to them. And then you can receive the weekly message every time that I put it on Facebook. So great. It's great to see your hearts. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. In Europe, it's 7:30 p.m. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. I'm guessing that you're from Europe. Where are you from? So thank you so much. I'm really glad that you are here with me, and find out which phase you are in. Make sure that you are not there longer than 4 months, because it means that you need to go to the next phase. If you feel that you are kind of stuck in this phase, first of all, don't be judgmental about it. Don't criticize yourself about it. Just ask the right questions that will help you go to the next phase. And remember, we are in this process. We are growing in this process all the time. And we really want to be in the being process in each phase, all in. We want to be in each phase, all in. So I see now that you're writing to me. Okay, so thank you, Selena. Thank you so much. I see, Avinash, that you're writing to me that is in India. It's 11 p.m. That's good. That's good. So I write it down as well. And Cheryl is writing, I think I am in the learning process, actually, as I need to find my dream. So Cheryl, I will say only just about that, because it's important. We feel all the time that we want to understand our calling. You know what? Maybe I'll do just a live about that, about how to find out what is my calling. And our calling is actually changing. And we have the reason that we came here, we have the lessons that we came here. And when we understand the lesson, the main lesson, because we have a lot of lessons, but when we understand the main lesson, we can actually understand what is our destiny, what is our calling. And then there are a lot of ways to bring that calling into expression. So you know what? I think I will schedule a live about, no time like the present. Wait, I'm going to bring my schedule, and I'll tell you when I'm going to do the live, so you can write it down. I'm going to do a live about how to find out what is my calling. So I'm going to do it next Sunday, the 11th of July, in the evening. In the evening for me, it's 11:30 for me in the evening. I'm going to do a live in English about how to find out what is my calling. So write it down and tell your friends and bring them. It's going to be a really, really important live. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me, and thank you for asking questions. And I'm going to write it down for me now, how to find out what is your calling. See you next Sunday. See you. I'm going to write my phone number here, so you can see. You can see it, and if you want to receive the weekly message, you can just send me your name, your full name, by a WhatsApp, and I will add you to my group, and I will send you the weekly message every Sunday, and also a reminder about this live on Sunday and the live that is going to be also on Tuesday. Thank you so much for being with me, and hope to see you soon. Share this video. Thanks.